Hello, my name is Eric Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to talk about after enlightenment, all is well. This topic kind of came about due to contemporary happenings. I'm getting questions about the coronavirus, and one of the most common ones is, are you stressed out? Are you worried? Are you afraid? And I have to say no. There is no worry. There's no anxiety. There's no fear. There's no stress really. And the reason being is there's this deep fundamental understanding due to enlightenment that all is well. There's only the self. The self is eternal. Nothing can fundamentally harm the self. It's kind of like the conservation of energy. In physics, they'll say that energy cannot be created or destroyed. The form, which is energy, E equals mc squared. If you take out the c square, which is the constant, you just have E equals m, which is energy equals matter. So the form, matter, changes, but it's still energy. And so forms come and go and transform into other forms, but it's all energy. It always remains energy. And so from this viewpoint of the self, from the viewpoint of energy and the conservation of energy, the comings and goings of forms arise, forming and then transforming into something else, really doesn't matter. It's all still energy. Energy is not particularly concerned with a specific form remaining and hanging on. Only if there's attachment to the form, if there's identification with the form, is there this concern and worry that this form must continue. But in terms of the viewpoint of energy, the form is going to end. It's natural. It's inevitable. It's still energy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really end. The form just transforms into something else. The energy, which it is, remains. It's very similar to the way it appears after enlightenment. As the self, there's no specific attachment or identification to this form. This form, this body-mind, doesn't have to continue. And so if this body-mind ends, if it catches COVID-19 and dies in terms of it ends, the energy turns into something else, it's not that big of a concern. It's not a serious issue. Does that mean that the whole thing is totally overlooked? It's, COVID-19 doesn't matter. It can do whatever. No, because as the self, you don't want to harm yourself. No one wants to harm themselves. If you can, you try not to harm yourself or cause pain or suffering. It's natural. It's insanity to willfully, knowingly inflict harm on yourself, And so as the self, you try to minimize pain and suffering that arises. And so that understanding expressed in this body-mind means this body-mind is going to play the game of trying not to catch it and trying not to spread it. Why? Because it just minimizes the overall pain and suffering of what is, which is the self. It's not like after enlightenment, someone would just automatically dismiss things that happen, in terms of like this plague, basically. So it's not like I'm going to totally ignore it. It's taken very seriously by medical professionals, and this body-mind happens to work in the healthcare space, so I'm very aware with what's going on, and I'm going to do what I can to not catch it and not spread it. It's part of the game. Now, another little side item, because sometimes the question is, well, after enlightenment, do you gain like the power not to fall sick to things? No. This body-mind, its nature, its tendency is to fall ill. Enlightenment doesn't change that. And so after enlightenment, it's just as susceptible to COVID-19 as prior to enlightenment. It doesn't give you special powers. Enlightenment doesn't do that. Enlightenment will just make the anxiety and fear fall away. But there isn't a particular worry about whether this body-mind catches it. If this body-mind catches it, so be it. I think that's why some non-duality teachers still teach and point to they use the pointer of fate or predestination, because then you can just simply say, what will be, will be. There's nothing you can do about it. So just let it be. And it's an okay pointer, I guess, if that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to have somebody let go of the future. But I tend to teach from the viewpoint of there is still free will and there's choice, and that's of the self. The self chooses and has free will. There is choice, but there isn't really a concern or worry about the results. You know, you do what you can, but you don't worry about what will happen. That's often what happens after enlightenment too, is you're not so fixated on what will be. You do what you can now. So with this coronavirus going on, what can you do? Well, you can social distance. You can stay indoors. You can wear a mask. There's things you can do. So you do it. But what if, something was missed? What if this, that, or the other thing happens and you catch it? Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter in terms of it's not something I can control. There's choice, but there's no control in terms of, as a body-mind, the self chooses, expressed through this body-mind. So another way to do it. Whatever you want to do is exactly what the self wants to do as you. It's still the self choosing, but it's being expressed through a body-mind. However, the results, the effects, the control is not of the body-mind. And so you could do everything under the sun to stay healthy. And it will still fall sick, if not to the coronavirus, to something else. Why? It's a nature and tendency of the body to fall sick. That's just part of the body. And so it's accepted. It's inevitable. This body will fall sick. This body will die. Die in terms of this body will end and turn into something else. If it's cremated, it turns into ashes and becomes part of the soil. If it's buried, it's food for worms. I mean, this body turns into other things. All that future isn't really worried about, it isn't attached to, it really isn't fixated on. You look, the future's used as a reference point. I'd like to stay healthy, so what can I do to head in that direction? And you do what you can. Whether you actually get to the destination is beside the point. So that's kind of the viewpoint post-awakening, after enlightenment. All is well, whether you reach the destination or not, whether you avoid the coronavirus or you fall ill, whether this body-mind is alive or dead, doesn't matter to the self. It's all the self, and all is well. Nothing can harm it. So, hope this helps a little bit on answering some of the questions. Hope you're all staying well and safe. Thank you much.